Hi everyone! So today we are finally doing my full review of The Murder of Crows Tarot by Corrado Roy. Many of you have reminded me that I have yet to do a full review of this, so here we go. Let me just start by saying, if you are a fan of, how should I say that? If you're darkly inclined, you're going to enjoy this deck for sure. If you're a fan of darker themed art, if you listen to The Cure, you're definitely, even just from a collector's standpoint, going to enjoy the beautiful artwork that this deck features. But let me start by getting into the specifics of the deck itself, and then I will talk about my experience with the deck. So this is I do not have the limited edition. I have the mass-produced edition. I believe, wait a second. I did not purchase this, so I'm not sure what the price is. I will find that out. But I'm pretty sure in Amazon, I will post the link below to Amazon because I know you guys ask if I don't do that. So I will post the link to purchase it below. I felt the price was very reasonable. It's published by Lo Scarabeo, so you know it's within that typical price range and typical like quality that you would expect from Lo Scarabeo. Although I would say this is a little bit better quality than what I'm used to getting from them. So when you purchase the deck, it comes in this gorgeous box. This is like my favorite. So I have this displayed downstairs, and this is the image I have out there. And there's the image from the Nine of Pentacles. And then the beautiful thing is the red on the inside here, reproduced. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then the inside is just a typical tarot box. Oh, I don't have my Rider-Waite-Smith up here. The cards are a little bit larger than well, no, I think they're kind of like on par with a typical Rider-Waite-Smith deck. I love these backings. It's very like Geiger-esque, I feel like. It's reminiscent of that while also giving you a sense of eyes peering at you also. So it's really, really beautiful, the backings. The cardstock is better than typical Lo Scarabeo cardstock. It's thick. It's not matte. It's definitely shiny. As you can see, it's reflective. But it's held up pretty well. I've been using this deck pretty much daily since I purchased it. And it's held up very well through a lot of shuffling and carrying to places and going back and forth, and on a lot of client readings as well. So the cardstock is pretty good. It's not my favorite cardstock, but it's not my least favorite. It kind of is what it is, you know, as far as cardstock level goes. The artwork is all variations of black, white, and grays. And obviously the title is Murder of Crows, so there are crows in every image. I want to talk before I get into the deck about the guidebook, because I love when there's like an exception to the rule, right? And this guidebook is an exception to the rule. This is a typical Scarabeo guidebook where it's in multiple languages. So you think you're getting a lot, but then you see that, you know, you're not getting as much as you might have imagined you were getting as far as meatiness from the deck goes. But you've got about 57 pages in each language. They discuss at the beginning a little bit about the deck, the structure of tarot itself. And then they talk about spreads, as you can see here. And there's also discussion about storytelling with the cards. If you're someone that likes to tell story in your readings and with tarot itself in general, you're going to love this deck for this. And this is where the guidebook gets really good, because even though you only have like a paragraph with some keywords for each card meaning, the guidebook meanings will cause you to really shake up traditional card meanings and look at new aspects of each card. And when I say this, what really comes to mind for me is the Seven of Cups. The guidebook meaning for the Seven of Cups really like opened me up to looking at the Seven of Cups in a slightly different way, and became very expansive for me when it started showing up in my daily draws regularly. So I really highly recommend reading the guidebook, working with the guidebook, and journaling off of what's shared in the guidebook. You're going to get a lot out of it. So that being said, let's get into the cards. So I'm going to show you some of the images here. I have been trying to play it cool, but I love this deck. I am obsessed with this deck. This deck it's in my top 5 of all time now. It's absolutely amazing. It's so easy to read with. It's very, very clear, upfront. you can't really hide from this deck, and a lot of what this deck gets into and a lot of what it goes into is what's underneath the surface. So it is a great deck for shadow work, even though you don't have to use it for shadow work. As I said, I've been using mine every day. I've been journaling with it, and I have not always been doing shadow work, but it's always highly accurate in regards to what happens in my day. And also in looking at like emotional roots to things that might happen throughout the day that are either triggering or really great, but cause like an emotional response. If you are new to tarot, here's that Seven of Cups. If you are new to tarot, you can definitely work with this deck. I would recommend that you have like a tarot, intro to tarot book. Tarot 101 by Kim Huggins or 78 Degrees of Wisdom by Rachel Pollack are great options. And use that in conjunction with the guidebook. But if you're completely new to tarot, you can still use this deck. It's pretty close. There's Nine of Pentacles, which, as you guys know, is always a big deal for me when it comes to loving a deck or not. But I digress. Where was I there with that? Oh, so if you are new to tarot, you can work with this. Like, I don't think this is a deck that you have to be a seasoned reader in order to enjoy. Look at this Lover's image. I love this Lover's image in a sec. Isn't that beautiful? Here's the Empress. I love this. I love that we depicted her a little bit differently, you know, like she's not, maybe she's pregnant, but we're not really focused on that. Sometimes I feel like, yes, fertility and pregnancy are definitely themes of the Empress, but I don't think that she just has to mean someone might get pregnant. You know what I mean? I think there's so many more layers to the Empress and to the energy of Venus. And I like that it's explored here. I love the black and gray imagery. It's very like calming and relaxing for me, as well as being aesthetically very pleasing. I like this Emperor too, right? Like we have like a sly little nudge to Odin here, but there's the Six of Swords, another card that I really love in this deck. Judgment. And he does talk a lot about the masks in the guidebook and the reasoning behind that. And it really gives you an opportunity to look at yourself and where, you know, where you're wearing a mask and what it would look like to take that mask off. Like, is it a time to take that mask off or not? So this is one of my favorite tarot decks ever, guys. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I love this deck so much. This is like, look at this, Ace of Wands. It's so beautiful. But I love crows and ravens. I work with them a great deal. I have a big old raven tattooed on me. So, you know, this deck was like, I don't know why I waited so long, other than I wasn't able to purchase the special edition, and I was kind of sad about that. But one of you, very dear tarot friend, sent this to me and really, really encouraged. Like, she was like, I know that you're gonna love this deck, and she was so freaking right. So thank you to her. I love this image of the Queen of Cups. This is like one of the few images of the Queen of Cups that I actually enjoy, because, you know, she is water of water. Sometimes I feel like the imagery is too soft for her, because she is compassionate, she is empathic, she is intuitive, but she can also be manipulative as fuck, right? And I like that there's a sense of life to this queen. You know, there's beauty there, but there's also a sense of responsibility that I really appreciate in that image. Ten of Wands there. Ace of Swords. I love the aces. So beautiful. I'll show you a few more images, and then here's the Wheel of Fortune. I will leave some for a surprise if you haven't purchased this deck yet. This is the Devil. Love this imagery. Here's the Temperance card. Four of Cups. This one's interesting. This King of Cups, right? Very fascinating. Like an interesting kind of play on the shadow aspects of the king, I feel like. So I'll show you one more, guys. There's the Eight of Pentacles. Oh wait, one more. Ten of Cups, because I really love this Ten of Cups, Like you see the murder of crows there, and then you've got this beautiful white crow above in the clouds. I think, oh, I didn't show you guys this one. I'll show you this one then I'll stop. I think there's something really poignant, and you feel this energy of like community and connection with that card. My biggest significator in a deck for like, am I going to love this deck or not, is the Three of Swords, and I fucking love this Three of Swords. Look at that. I'm trying to get the glare off. It's rainy here today, so there we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, this deck is just so beautiful. The artist, who I believe is a comic book author, please correct me if I'm wrong down below, guys, but he just expresses so much without needing to give us a lot to look at. And so there's something that's very clarifying, and like I exhale and I relax a little bit more when I work with this deck. I don't, you know, sometimes we want to feel that like jolt of energy and excitement when we're reading, and sometimes we really want something that's very peaceful and calm and that's not the right word. Peaceful and calm, but also honest. Like I can't put into words what it is that I love about this deck, because it's so beautiful and it's so powerful. I really, really love this deck a lot. So if you're on the fence at all about purchasing this deck, and you do like darker themed artwork and you like darker themed decks, you're not going to regret purchasing this. From a collector standpoint, it's an absolutely beautiful collection of artwork. And from a reader's perspective, it's a very unique addition to your collection, because it's going to allow you to give very honest but in-depth readings. It has a very powerful voice, but it's not in your face in the same way that like tarot vampires can be sometimes. It's not that same feeling. It has a it's very much crone energy to me, when crone is in that energy of the hermit. So if you're on the fence about this one, I really encourage you to purchase it. I deeply love this deck. It was in my top 5 of all time decks. I'm obsessed with her. I've been using her personally every day, do a daily draw with this deck. Also, this is the deck I tend to go to if I'm looking at for clarity in an area of my personal life, or something that I need to understand that's happening for me, and for shadow work as well. This deck is really well suited to that. So I can't say enough good things about this deck, guys. I absolutely love it. So this has been my review of the Murder of Crows Tarot. I am sending you all so much love and many blessings, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.